My name's Art West with No Code Devs. And everyone who's here is likely part of the No Code Devs community or part of our email list or part of our newsletter list. And we've been sending a newsletter for quite some time now, probably a year and a half. And we used a variety of different tools. I think we started with MailChimp, and then when Review sort of paired up with Twitter or got acquired by Twitter, because we're so active on Twitter, we went to Review. And at some point or another, I heard about Beehiiv and got connected with Tyler. And I don't know how early I was on Beehiiv, but certainly earlier than some of the features that are available today. So we've had a chance to use it for a few months and just have had nothing but a great experience, from like email deliverability to support to features. It's really enabled us, especially on the analytics side, to dive deep into who our users are, sort of how they're reading our newsletter, and really understand our audience a lot better. So from my point of view, Beehiiv has been absolutely incredible and almost even a lifesaver from a marketing standpoint, and from the ability to monetize and scale and sell our newsletter to advertisers and subscribers and all that kind of stuff. So that's sort of how we got connected. And I just can't iterate enough how awesome the one support has been. And it's mostly just been questions. They get answered right away. And our experience with the platform has been great. We've definitely seen a jump in our users sort of like interacting with the newsletter and things like that. So anyway, I'll go ahead and introduce Tyler a little bit. I'll let him talk about his background, but Tyler comes from Morning Brew, where I think he was one of the first couple of employees, maybe even the second employee at Morning Brew. After Morning Brew, his acquisition, or at least on the road to acquisition, he went off to start Beehiiv. So here we are today. And Tyler, I'll go ahead and let you start talking.
Yeah, I'll fill in the dots real quick and do a quick overview and background, and then dive right into the platform. But yeah, I joined Morning Brew back in 2017 as a second employee. So you're correct. Was the only person on product engineering and growth for the first year and a half. So built the website, the referral program, which led to over 1 million subscribers. I built the email templates, the content management system where the writers actually created the newsletters and outputted the templates. And then we also built an ad management platform that basically the sales team used. We're able to manage the inventory of ads, insert them into the newsletter, aggregate data, report it back to the advertisers. So very long way of saying it was a totally bespoke ecosystem of tech that we built in-house. Morning Brew obviously became incredibly successful, grew to I joined at like 30,000 subscribers. I left at like 3.5 million. And so as we grew, a lot of people reached out asking about the different software and tech we were using. They were hoping it was third party off the shelf that we could recommend. It wasn't, it was all custom built. And that was kind of the impetus for Beehiiv, of seeing like what we built had real value. And it was really, obviously the content at Morning Brew was incredible, but the engine that made everything work well together was all of this custom tech and this ecosystem. And so, yeah, I left in 2020. I actually went to Google for 10 months, and there's no work to do at Google. So I actually worked a lot on Beehiiv during that time, and then joined and started Beehiiv basically a year ago today. We raised money, launched last November. Now have thousands of newsletters on the platform sending routinely, Art and No Code Devs being one of them. He was fairly early. So hopefully the progress of the platform has been significantly better. Early adopters are amazing, and they're also very patient because not everything's there. And so what I'm about to show you is a much more refined product. And yeah, feel free to answer or ask questions. I'll do the demo. I probably won't look at the chat a ton, so Art can just cut me off whenever to ask questions, so I'm not rambling for 30 minutes straight. But yeah, I'll just dive in, and hopefully the screen share works first try, and I think it did. Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Okay, may have spoken too soon. It looked convincing that it worked.
At least I can't see it.
Okay, we'll try window. Still nothing?
I don't see anything. Anyone in the chat, can you see the screen? Nope.
All right. I feel better about this one.
Here we go. Yep, now you're good.
Cool. So I am masquerading as Payload Space, which is like one of our space newsletters on the platform. Here's dashboard, basic metrics of active subscribers, open rate, click-through rate over the last 30 days, the number of posts and impressions. Also, and now that I'm saying this out loud, a little misleading. It's not 103 posts in the past 30 days. It's the month over month changes of the past 30 days. Active subscribers, so just like a chart of their growth. Signups over the past week broken down by day. This would be free or paid if you did have a paid newsletter. So they only have a free newsletter and just like quick links and recent posts. I guess just to dive right in, going into the post, I'll go back a little bit. So here is their newsletter from the 22nd of July. Recipients, opens, which are unique, the open rate and versus the average, clicks, click-through rate versus the average, unsubscribes, and then also their website, hopefully it transfers. Oh, it's not going to. Okay, well, so they have a website hosted on Beehiiv as well. So Beehiiv does both like the email sending and newsletter creation. We also optionally, if you want, host a web experience for you as well. So your archive of content, a subscriber page. If you're familiar at all with Substack, it's fairly similar in the sense that you can publish to both web and email simultaneously. And so if you do use our web ecosystem, which is going to have a whole new revamp actually launching on Monday, we also track like the web page views and clicks on web for you. Here's like an overview of like all of the different link clicks broken down by email, total, unique, the click-through rate, and then also web total and unique, and then total of the combination. And you can just see obviously every link click both on web and email here. Going into the actual post, here's like a preview of what their post looks like. This is like in final form, and you can obviously go in and like this would be the post editor. So very minimalist. We have custom HTML blocks if you do want to extend functionality and use HTML. Otherwise, totally no code. It's not drag and drop. It's actually more of like the Notion. So text, heading, list, quote, image, all the above. So it's more of a Notion-esque editor, block editor. The referral card, which I can talk to in a second. And then over here, pretty basic settings that you would expect. The authors, subject line, preview text, website settings. We just launched the ability to be able to edit the slug. So for SEO optimization and everything else, we have a lot of SEO updates coming soon. And then like a preview of the newsletter. So here's desktop and mobile. You can scroll through and kind of preview what it would look like. And then the web version, which I wasn't able to pull in a different tab, looks something like this. They have the authors at the top. This would be in their web ecosystem. And you can also obviously look at it on mobile as well. And then other stuff that you would kind of expect. I think it would be less prominent here. So here's like the share section. You can plug in a subscriber and see like the actual metrics that would be pulled in. And then, yeah, so I'll jump into the referral program because I think that's like one of the big things that we do. We basically rebuilt the referral program that I had built at Morning Brew and made it accessible for anyone on Beehiiv to plug into. So going into the referral program, I guess I'll actually work backwards. I'll start with like, here's the different milestones that they create. So you start with rewards and they have 6 rewards here. And then there's milestones as well. And so at 1 referral, you get a monthly newsletter. At 5, you get stickers, 25 a hat, and so on. For each of these, you can then go in and there's additional settings where you can like auto fulfill. So if the reward is like a promo code, you don't need to do any fulfillment on your end. So like it'll just add the promo code, send it. You don't need to manually fulfill it. And then for like higher value items, we give you the option to delay the email, like basically the success email that they receive at a milestone until you verify it. Just because people do put in fake emails occasionally. And so if you're actually shipping something of value, you probably want to confirm that they're legit subscribers. Subject line, preview text, content. So again, like using the block-based editor, you can come in here and create the email that you receive. So this is the email that a subscriber would receive once they hit 25 referrals. You can automate a lot of this in the sense of collecting the address, we have the ability to bulk upload promo codes. So if you have like a Shopify storefront of different merch, even if it's only for the use of the referral program and you use a drop shipping company, you could bulk upload those promo codes and do the auto fulfill option. And that will basically fire one-time use promo codes to every reader who receives or hits a different milestone. And you don't have to do anything. It's like a totally autonomous referral program, especially with drop shipping. So we have a lot of people doing that. And then talking about the fulfillment, here's basically people that have received different rewards. You can like kind of go through there. And then this is like action required. So they obviously are physically shipping stickers. They must have like an intern or someone on their team doing that. So this person has 5 referrals. You can click manage. You can see like these all look like legit emails. They've referred 12 total people, but referrals are double opt-in. So that's why the pending is they haven't confirmed their email yet, but they have received the milestone. You can mark as fulfilled on their end, which means like they are shipping those stickers are on top of it. So this is kind of like they have 9 people that are on like the to-do list of things that they need to manage. And then an overview. So here's like just a pie of their overall list and the number of people that have referred. 385 of their subscribers have referrals. They have almost 900 referrals total, an average, and then like a breakdown of each of the rewards. So 385 people have received the newsletter. They have 42 people that have got stickers, 2 people who have got the baseball hat. So it's kind of a breakdown of that. And then here's like clicking into one of the subscribers. You can see one, like here's the 50 referrals that they have, and you can go through and see all of the people that they have referred. You can also see emails received. They have 99 received emails, high open rate, high click-through rate, recent activity of what this subscriber has been doing and receiving, opening, clicking newsletters. And let's see if we can pull any. We do a lot of like attribution stuff. So it's like built through the lens of like a growth marketer of knowing where subscribers came from. So like here, this might be a good example. So this person signed up the other day. They came through referral. It was referred by this person. The source is Google. Here's like the URL that they actually subscribed on. The referring site, organic, and desktop was the device. So we do a lot of that attribution tracking out of the box for you. And that comes into play with like the data and analytics stuff, which I'll show you in a moment. Actually, we can just jump right into it. Segmentation is another really cool feature. So we mimicked it off of Customer IO, which I think is like the best at creating different segments. This was a pretty simple one. What I did was just show me how many people have at least one open in the past week. So monthly active readers, more or less. You can see here there's 5,400 of them. And then this is the aggregate stats of this cohort. So very engaged, 77% open rate, click-through rate, only 29 unsubscribes. They don't have premium. We're going to roll up additional data here, like referrals and other stuff to make it more useful and eventually be able to compare side by side different segments. But yeah, all of these people reach the qualifications of that segment. You can click into each one of them. You can export, you can bulk unsubscribe. You could also gift the premium, which is basically like if you wanted to upgrade people that have, if you did a giveaway of if you open every day this week, we will upgrade you to premium for free for a week or whatever. You can like bulk upgrade people there. And then going into analytics. So we basically, I guess to give context here, it's fairly important. At Morning Brew, we use a bunch of different email service providers as well. And we always wanted to learn more about our audience and do like cohort analysis and very granular like data analysis. The ESPs that we use, because most enterprise software is like more for e-commerce and marketing, not for content and newsletters. They didn't really have the reports or data that we wanted. So we paid a ton of money to extract all of the data out into Snowflake. We paid a data engineer a ton of money to then reformat all those tables and then push that to Looker. And then Looker is a BI tool where we then paid a ton of money to another data analyst to be able to like slice and dice the data and build these dashboards. It took a year and was terrible. So like we basically wanted to remove that friction point for our users and do this out of the box. So we have 2 BI reports and we're going to continue to add to it. They send most people to their newsletter via API. They're actually not incredible with attribution. So it's a little bit less useful in terms of breaking down the different cohorts. But this is, you can do any subscription period. This is just the past 30 days. Number of new subscribers, the amount of emails that have been sent in that time, the average number of emails received. And then you can even do like people that have signed up in the past 30 days have a 60% open rate and a 16% click-through rate. You can double click into any of these. So referral, there's a bunch of people with referral. So if you were to click into that, this is only showing the cohort of subscribers in the past 30 days that have signed up via referral, 156. You can see their open rate's actually a little bit lower than the average. Click-through rate is really high. You can also see a breakdown by country of like where opens and clicks are happening. And we can get a little bit more granular here for sure, but 90% of them are in the US. So that is the subscriber. You can do any time period here. This is previous, but you can do between and choose 2 dates and get as granular as you want there. And then the post report is similar, but more post driven, less subscriber driven. Again, this is the past 30 days. So 190,000 emails have been delivered, 100,000 have been opened. You can see the open rate here of the past 30 days, along with click-through rate, unsubscribe rate, spam reports. They're very consistent. So the chart is less cool to look at, I feel like, but to see trends over time, the past 30 days, you'd be able to see the open rate, click-through rate, and delivered. I mean, they're abnormally consistent. But if you ever had like a large acquisition campaign where you had a ton of subscribers sign up in a short period of time, being able to see how that impacts like open rate, click-through rate, and everything else. And then here's like the web data as well. There's like one outlier that got a ton of web views. So maybe they promoted or got picked up in some outlet. Top posts of the month. We have like our own algorithm to kind of dictate this of some combination of unique opens and clicks. And I mean, it's not rocket science, but we kind of like try to like simplify it for which perform the best. Top URLs. And this is unique URLs over the course of the time period. And so if you have an ad campaign with a partner who advertises, let's say for 2 weeks at a time, rather than having to go into every campaign of those 2 weeks and pull that data, you can basically see, assuming they're using the same URL, the link clicks, like total email unique for web and email, and kind of just go through those. And then here's just like a macro view of all the posts that you've sent in this time period. So again, this is the past 30 days. You can see open rate, click-through rate. You can filter based on these different values, all the way down to like spam reports, web views, and everything else. So a pretty comprehensive look at all of your data, and you can break this down. And we're going to do like cohort analysis as well. So show you where subscribers are coming from, how they're performing over time, month over month. Like there's a lot more here to come, but this is like a V1. And then I think the last big thing would be polls. So this hasn't been live yet. We can do this one. So we launched the ability to basically, a lot of newsletters were asking kind of satisfaction. What did you think of this newsletter? Did you like it, love it? It was okay. But we also wanted to expand that to be able to ask anything. And so you can both create a poll in the audience settings, or you could also just do it in line in the actual post page. But here you have, they ask, when will Starship take flight? You give a little bit of context, and then here are the 5 options. And so you can collect real-time user responses from your audience with one click in the newsletter. So here's like the 156 votes that they got. They plugged it in 2 different newsletters. So you can carry results over multiple newsletters, but you can also click into an individual one like here and pull the results for just that newsletter. So on June 23rd, they got 110 votes of 156. And you can see what the sentiment was there. Here's the winner. And then you also have the ability to get qualitative feedback as well. So it's one click in the newsletter to record the response. And then the reader has the option to provide a qualitative response as well. And you can sort by whatever answer you'd like. And then there's also like, I don't think it's going to work because it's going to pull it up in a new tab, but you can share the results, which is just like a quick, like Wordle looking HTML output that you can drop on Twitter. And it basically summarizes your survey results. very easy to share, export into CSV. And to show you what this looks like, we can find it in the newsletter. Right here is where they dropped it. We also allow a ton of, again, no code customization of like what this looks like. So this is fairly basic. You can change the style of the links, the color of the links, and also do inline, horizontal, not just like the vertical bullets. And what it would look like, I forgot, it's not going to show up. You click on it and it'll take you to a response page that open in another tab that you can't see. And I guess lastly, settings would be the other thing. So setting everything up, again, like no technical experience needed. You can create logo, thumbnail image, welcome email, link all of your social accounts. You can set up like Google Tag Manager and all the pixels that you want there. As far as like the email template, here it's about to get a facelift very soon, but here's like the template builder. You can just drop, like, let's say you want the outside background color to look like this. You can change the email footer. You can change the header of the title, the subtitle, the byline. Do you want to show authors or not? The avatar size you can bring down, which is the size of their faces right here. Anything that you can put in an email from all of the headers, H1, H2, H3, everything can be customized from font family, the weight, the font size, the colors of each. Maybe H2s are gray, H1s are black, H3s are green. You can do all of that just with the drop down here. And then same how lists are displayed and everything else. Clearly not going to save this, but that's like the no code template editor. You set it once, and then all of your subsequent posts will adopt those styles. I think that's probably the main thing is like custom domains you can set up super simple. You can import subscribers in a minute. We also just launched the ability to have custom fields. So first name, last name, favorite color, whatever, you can import in that CSV. It'll attach it to that subscriber. And then you can use those custom fields in emails. So like the classic example is like just greeting people with their first name, but you can do whatever you want there. And then probably the last two things to highlight, you can create a subscribe form. Just do tests. We'll keep this pretty straightforward. And so what this does is it creates like an embed that you can drop on a website or maybe like a partner's website or whatever, where this is what, I mean, I didn't customize it, so it doesn't look amazing, but you can drop the full width version, the fixed width version, or the slim version, which is just this. And then if you drop this script on the page as well, we will also do all of our like best in class attribution stuff to be able to track what page did they come from, what are the URL parameters and everything else. And that's all pushed into Beehiiv as well. So this is an alternative to an API call. You can drop these embeds anywhere on the page and it will send all new subscribers. So this is useful if you have a WordPress site or a Webflow site. If you don't want to use our web infrastructure, you can easily just drop this on your website to collect email leads. And then an RSS feed, pretty straightforward, but we create that for everyone. So if you did have a Webflow or WordPress site, you can drop in your RSS feed. All of your posts published on Beehiiv will also be pulled into your own website. A lot of people take advantage of that. And I think with that, we're pretty good. Content tags, just the ability to tag content. And what we're launching on Monday, readers on your website will be able to sort and filter based on different tags. We'll eventually pull that into segmentation and analytics so you can see what posts are performing better than other types of posts, and even like content specific pages where for like SEO purposes, if space startups is a content tag, you would be able to go to like category/space startups, which only posts that have that tag. And then like hopefully that gets indexed and picked up more in Google. But yeah, that is a quick 20-minute overview of the platform. Art, I don't know if I forgot anything or if there's any questions, but happy to answer whatever.
Yeah, no, that was great. And we've used almost all of those features. It's nice to see the embed codes. I wasn't even aware that was there. I think we are sending new users who subscribe on our site via API. So I might swap that out so they can just subscribe directly with the embed. It just eliminates a step, right? The other thing that was like really helpful for us was coming from Review. And I think this is a feature that's available to all users, but we were able to import all of our content. So that was really important to us because we had written, we're a smaller newsletter, but we still had written like 300 issues prior to coming to Beehiiv. So we didn't want to lose like all that, SEO juice because we do publish this to the web as well. Beehiiv was super simple just to import all of our newsletters. Yeah, there you go. I wasn't watching your screen. From Review, it looks like you have other options too, like Substack.
Yeah. So I guess this, for those watching who may be interested in switching, which would be great, the import, like moving over from another platform, 3 steps, super simple, maybe 2 steps. One, importing subscribers. You can export from any platform, import directly into Beehiiv, no problem, takes a minute. Importing content, if Substack and Review, we have processes set up to basically pull all of your content in, and that is like fully automated. If it's something else, there's like a few other solutions where we can help you there. And if you did have premium subscriptions, like active paying readers, we do have a process to port them over via Stripe. They don't get notified about anything. So like it's as if it never happened. Instead of Substack or whoever taking the 10% cut, we don't take any percent cut of your revenue. So the subscriptions would be moved over, billing stays the same, payment stays the same. They don't get notified, and you keep 100% of your revenue. So it's like the 3 steps for moving over. And you also reminded me one other integration is if you do, because like Review has the in your Twitter profile page the ability to subscribe with one click with whatever account your Twitter signed up for. We set up a Twitter integration where more or less Review is kind of used as a front. You have to create a Review account, get the API key. You would sync it up here, and basically via API, you don't have to do anything, but you can have the subscribe form on your Twitter profile page. All new signups go through Twitter, through Review into Beehiiv. So you can basically, if you look at my profile on Twitter, I have the subscribe form, and it goes to one of our newsletters on Beehiiv.
Yeah, we're doing that as well, and it's been flawless. We haven't had any problems at all with that working, and that was that was a concern of mine, is that we wanted to capture newsletter subscribers from Twitter using their sort of like profile tool. So that's been really easy. It was like a one click or 2 click setup. Of course, we already had a Review account, but if we didn't, then you could set it up really quickly and just grab the API key. So yeah, and I'll show you. I think I could share my screen here real quick. I'll show you just what. Can you guys see that? So can you see the screen, Tyler?
Yeah. I would make it a little bit bigger or zoom in a little bit. Also, like I said, full disclosure, this is about to get a total revamp, look a million times better come Monday morning. The new site, it looks awesome. So, and we're
and I guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that. I mean, I think this actually looks pretty great. Again, you don't have to publish to the web. We choose to publish at our subdomain newsletter.nocodevs.com. It has all of our 300 plus issues here. If you click into it, you're getting the same experience that you would see essentially in a newsletter, but on the web, which is great if you want to share it on Twitter. If you want to share your newsletter on Twitter or anywhere else, you can just share it right here. We are using the referral program as well. You don't see that on the web version, but we haven't had any problems at all with the referral version, with the referral program. It works great. So
cool, great to hear.
Yeah. Are there any questions? I didn't see any come through, but if anyone has any questions, this would definitely be the time to ask. Kind of going directly to the source. Maybe if we'll wait to see if anyone has a question, but if not, maybe just like touch on your pricing and your plans.
Yeah, I could actually share as well. Cool. Assuming no questions, so let me pull up. Assuming you can see that.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, pretty straightforward. I mentioned previously, we don't take a cut of subscription revenue. So if you do have paying subscribers, like as you scale that paying user base, we aren't taking more absolute dollars. So like there's no cut there. It's just flat rate SaaS pricing. So free up to 2,500 subscribers. Beyond 2,500 subscribers, you're going to be on either the grow or scale plan. It's more like feature based. So it's $49 monthly or $99 monthly for these. This is the all in, comes with the referral program, the analytics tabs that I showed you, multiple publications, priority support. And what you get with the middle plan is custom domains, the ability to have premium subscriptions, audience polls, segmentation, multiple team members. All of that is here. Instead of me reading all this off, it's also just beehiiv.com/pricing. You can find it from our landing page. And then the cutoff here, so this is 25 up to 2,500 subscribers is free. The grow plan, I believe, is 10,000. Yeah, above 10,000, you have to be on the scale plan, and that goes all the way up to 100,000. So you can have up to 100,000 subscribers and still be paying $99 per month. Also unlimited send, so just making it like super easy to predict pricing and everything else. Like it's not volume based or transaction based, it's purely the size of your list. So assuming you have under 100,000 subscribers, you can get the full feature suite that our enterprise users have for $99 a month, unlimited sends. And if you are over 100,000, we do have enterprise, which is just like custom pricing based on the size and additional. Like we have a dedicated IP address option as well. I don't know if anyone wants to be bored with email deliverability related stuff, but like at a certain scale, around 100,000, north of 100,000, best practice, probably dedicated IP address where you're only sending email from that IP. And so we offer that for enterprise users. You could also be sub 100,000 and get access to that upon request. But yeah, pretty straightforward. $50 a month, $100 a month are free. Are like the primary three options.
Awesome. Thanks. Couple questions that are pretty similar. Chris says, should I focus? I'm just getting started. Should I focus on signing up emails or start building newsletter content in issues? And Joe says, sort of the same thing. I understand the software looks awesome, super pro. Can you share any pointers or resources and methodology to build an audience in a newsletter business? So sort of the same question.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like most of it is like content based, right? Like there's definitely newsletters that have become incredibly successful and really shitty really shitty platforms and tech. Like a lot of it is the content good? And do people like reading it? Is there an audience for it? And can you get in front of that audience? And if you have like a special domain expertise or a niche that you want to focus on, like writing the content is really just like steps 1, 2, and 3. And if you can even get like your family members, close friends to read it, decide, like give you feedback and make that better, that's like a clear first few steps. Once you have like that habit down, the content strategy and everything else, that's when like the bells and whistles become a little bit more useful, whether you're promoting it on Twitter, whether you're trying to get indexed for different terms on search and like picked up and like have organic subscribers, which is difficult and takes time, but it's a strategy there. The referral program helps. It's definitely not like a catch-all. Like you need to have a large enough base of subscribers to like want to refer and the right incentives. And then again, good content. So there's a few different levers there. But like, I mean, as you would probably hear with most things, the hardest are probably the first 1,000 subscribers. So getting 1,000 people to sign up and look forward to your content and read it and give you feedback, like that is the difficult part. 1,000 is kind of that tipping point where if you have good engagement, call it north of 20-25% open rate, and you can get to 1,000 subscribers, that's where it gets a little bit more interesting to work on partnerships. Cross promotions, another thing. So if you're writing about basketball, maybe there's countless other basketball newsletters, finding them and maybe doing like a cross promotion where you promote each other's content, like an audience swap type thing works really well. Morning Brew did that a lot in the early days. We would find any newsletter that wasn't directly competitive, but in the similar space of like the target audience we were looking for. and we would promote their newsletter. They would promote our newsletter. We get a few thousand subscribers just from a single send. So there's like a bunch of different growth levers there. We're also building something to do those recommendations and cross promotions, hopefully launching in 2 to 3 weeks. So we are trying to do everything possible to get you in the right position to succeed and grow. But there's definitely not like a silver bullet. You're on the right platform, so you're going to skyrocket. Like it's work and it's writing and it's finding good content and your initial cohort of readers.
Yeah, for sure. And, one thing that's been, helpful for us, we're, a smallish newsletter. We have about 7,000 subscribers, but we're definitely past that first 1,000. One of the things that's been really, really nice with the introduction of polls and Beehiiv for us has been able to poll our audience so we can iterate on what is what is valuable to our audience. So we just started to do that, but having the ability to poll is so important. I mean, you got to talk to your customers, otherwise you don't know what what they want. So polls is a great way to do that, and you could do a poll even if you had 50 subscribers. So that feedback is incredibly valuable.
Cool. Is there anything else that I missed? Went through pricing and demo, obviously. Anything else worthwhile or?
No, I don't think there's anything else. So if somebody comes up with a question, after the fact, they can reach out to you directly through your support or Twitter, I would imagine, as well.
Yeah, I'll definitely take the opportunity for a shameless plug, but Twitter, Denk_tweets, or you can just type in my name in Twitter and hopefully it comes up somewhere near the top. But yeah, shoot me a follow. I'm very responsive, Twitter, DMs, everything else. So if you have any questions, feel free to fire them off on Twitter, or email also works, just tyler@beehiiv.com. I'm responsive on email as well, obviously.
Awesome. Yeah, and like I said, we recorded this, so we'll email it out to everyone who registered and put it on our YouTube channel. So if you want to go through any of it, but if you have questions, their support is super helpful as well. So yeah, I think that probably wraps it up. Thanks a lot, Tyler, for doing this, and I'm excited to see the new web experience. That's pretty exciting for us.
I'm very excited. I mean, it's a big upgrade. We haven't touched the web since we launched 6-7 months ago, so it's going to be a pretty big overhaul. So
hopefully there's the ability to search. I'm not going to put you on the spot, but that would be great.
There is the ability to search. So
yeah, that'd be great. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks everyone for coming, and thanks again, Tyler.
Yeah, thanks for having me.